Ball Solder here with Grim Realms Gaming, and we're gonna talk about Baratheon's tankiest units. Look at that champion stag on the screen. 2 up armor save, 5 up morale, 8 attacks on hitting on freeze, 4 plus a free maneuver, so that's an 8. Oh man. And not only that, critical blow. That is vicious. Look at the parry ability too. Oh man, just pause it. But look at that rose. Nice. Free up armor save. So many ways to heal it. And without even having to use tactic cards. 8 attacks, hitting on freeze. Man. And dealing damage while at the same time healing. What's not to like? But anyway, I am very much looking forward to talk about these knights. Let's get started. We're going to get into the tactics cards for Baratheon Knights. Let's get started. Be sure to pull it up, all this stuff with the War Cancel app on your smartphone. But anyway, let's get started. Last stand. When a friendly combat unit is destroyed, that unit may make one free melee attack using its highest attack die value before being removed. If you control the crown, the defender also becomes vulnerable. Now, I can see this very useful for when an opponent has to devote a lot of resources into trying to take out a champion of stag or even a rose knight because they are so tanky. And you're probably going to whittle them down to a good manageable amount until they can take them out. Last Stand is going to punish them very goodly for that. And now we're going to move on. Ours is the Fury. After a friendly combat unit is attacked but not destroyed with melee, which is probably going to be the case with a 2-up armor save, and the various ways we heal. There's a lot of tactics cards that I'll explain them after this. But uh, if the unit is attacked but not destroyed, that unit may make a free melee attack targeting the attacker. If you control the crown, you may also roll the highest attack die value. And this is particularly useful if you're down to 2 stag knights or the last bracket on the rose knight. You're going to be able to inflict some damage, no doubt about that. And now, Stag's Resilience. Here's a healing one. When a friendly engaged combat unit activates, it says to restore up to D3 plus 1 wounds to that unit. Now, this is going to be extremely good on a Rose Knight, but also Stag Knights. Champions of Stag, because they got free up. You have the potential to return a single unit as long as you roll well enough on the D3. But if you also control the envelope, one enemy unit there engaged also suffers that many wounds. Now this is going to be particularly good with the Rose Knight because they have another ability that stacks on top of that. Does the same thing. You can deal a lot of wounds with this thing. And now we're going to go into the Renly Baratheon Chiasmatic Air. When a friendly combat unit makes a morale test, that unit gets +2 to a morale test. Ooh, man. As if Renly wasn't good enough, that is a +3, so you're passing morale on a 2 plus if you lose a unit. That is good. And if they are within long range of Renly Baratheon's unit and pass the test, they also restore up to 1 wound for each point they pass to a maximum of 4. Can you imagine that on a champion of stag? Holy cow. Imagine if you roll a 6, you're restoring 4 wounds. You're getting back a knight +1. Man. And not only that, on the Rose Knights, they will pass morale on a free up. That is not bad at all either. And they heal, and if they're engaged with something, dealing damage. What's not to like about the Rose Knight? It's tanky. The next Renly tactic card, Wealth and Charisma. When you claim a zone on the tactic zone, replace that zone effect with choose one. Restore D free +1 wounds total across any number of friendly combat units. But you're probably going to want to put this on the most tankiest units, like Champion Stag, Rose Knight, or you can remove 3 condition tokens total from any number of friendly combat units. I'd imagine the opponent is going to try to do everything in their power to try and make sure we fail those tests. And I don't blame them. This can also be useful for that when they try to stack conditions. But, hard to say. Then there's Hold the Line. When a friendly engaged combat unit activates, and that's more than likely going to act simply because how tough a Champion Stag and a Rose Knight is, because they're durable and they restore. Well, the Rose Knight does. Well, anyway, that unit's melee attack gains +1 to hit and rolls +2 dice. Ooh, man, talk about putting a whooping on people. +1 to hit. Good lord, hitting on 3s becomes hitting on 2s. Yeah, even the Rose Knight would be hitting on 2s and +2 extra dice. What's not to like about that? Then there's the next Renly tactic card, They Will Make Me King. When Renly baratheon unit activates, choose one. Restore up to 2 wounds to Renly's unit and up to 1 wound to all other friendly units within long range of Renly's unit. Now, sure, it's useful for the Champion Stag, but you gotta be able to get the wounds back. But this is really good with the Rose Knight. Real good, I will say that. Because you're dealing damage, but at the same healing. What's not to like about that? But, and not only that, Renly can be put into a Rose Knight detachment. So, you could potentially be saying, hey, I'm going to heal 2 and deal 2. And heal another wound to another Rose Knight unit, or a Stag, or a Champion Stag. And last but least, we're going to talk about Stag Wit. When a friendly engaged combat unit activates, remove all condition tokens from that. If you control the letter, instead remove those tokens, you may place them on one enemy combat unit. Oh man, talk about hers. That's like, oh, I'm gonna hop into my magic hole, I'm gonna disappear, and you're gonna be like, what the heck happened? Before you know it, you're getting jinxed. And you're about to get smacked. But anyway, that's what I got to say about the tactics card. I would also like to talk about hobby supplies and what I use to magnetize these bad boys. I managed to find this on Spiky Bits, but you can find this on Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the description below. But these are very good because they can be cut with scissors. They're not exactly really sticky or anything like that, so you won't have any trouble cutting these. And not only that, they work just fine. I can even show you just how good they are on my Battle Foam Magnarax. But anyway, check them out. Have a look. Ooh, man. Absolutely nothing. Not even those champion stags up top are moving. Dang, look at this. Can you not see this? These are some powerful magnets for a sticker. But anyway, check them out.